New reporting here after that unprecedented FBI search at the home of former President Trump at Mar-a-Lago in Florida. Tonight, ABC News has learned that the FBI told the Secret Service just 45 minutes before they arrived, and then the Secret Service telling Mar-a-Lago staff just moments before those agents arrived. Sources telling ABC News the search is related to allegations the former president improperly removed documents when he left the White House. They were brought to Mar-a-Lago, including classified material. And it wasn't the first time federal agents had been to Mar-a-Lago, their first visit in the spring. We have learned tonight that it was a step.
That was only a few short years ago. Yeah. The raid of Uncle Trump's home. Only a few short years ago. Crazy, right? And, you know, one of the individuals that was very prominent during that time period in, you know, saying negative things about Trump, you know, basically trying to take a victory lap on Trump, was a guy by the name of John Bolton. As a matter of fact, here's a clip.
Read the indictment, which I don't think many people have done. It's really a masterful piece of work, in my view. It is devastating, and it really should be the end of Trump's political career, let alone the beginning of his jail time. Ultimately, I think people will see this behavior by Trump was a serious threat to national security.
Interesting. So it was a serious threat to national security that he had classified documents, and the indictment was masterful, and it should have been the end of his political career and the beginning of his prison sentence. Okay. Fair enough, John. Fair enough. Very serious, remember? Very serious. Well, as you guys may have known, and if you didn't know, John Bolton was indicted a while back, okay? And his home was raided. Interesting, right? Well, we got some news. We got some news, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is.
And now let's get to some breaking news from just moments ago. John Bolton, President Trump's former national security advisor, is expected to plead guilty over mishandling classified documents. And for much more on what we know about that, let's get to CBS News legal contributor.
Well, by golly, I'm shocked. Should this be the end of his professional career and the beginning of his prison life? Because this is very serious. This is a major threat. My, have the tables turned.
Peter Jessica Levinson. Jessica, thanks for your time today. So what are we learning about this?
So we're learning that John Bolton has apparently agreed to plead guilty to one count of improperly retaining classified information. He was facing 18 counts. He had a court date that was scheduled for June 26, and he was facing counts related to not just retaining classified information, but also disseminating that information. Specifically, the allegations were reportedly related to sending his wife and his daughter classified information, all in the preparation for the book that he wrote that was highly critical of President Trump. We also know that John Bolton had said that he was the victim of a weaponized Department of Justice. One thing I think as this story continues to play out that's important for people to know is this case was a little different than other cases where the Department of Justice went after some of President Trump's political foes. This was a case where reporting indicates that career prosecutors supported the case, and the Biden Department of Justice also looked into this case. So right now what we have is an apparent plea deal, and John Bolton facing anywhere from about 0 to 5 years in jail.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this information we got too about it, and I know he's agreed to pay $2.25 million. That's a fine in all this. I'm curious, though, he is pleading guilty, and obviously the Justice Department had some evidence about wrongdoing here. Does that mean he is accepting the fact that he, in fact, did not act properly in this case?
So if the judge accepts this plea deal and he does in court say, I plead guilty, then absolutely that is an acceptance of not just wrongdoing, but criminal wrongdoing. Part of what happens in a plea deal is that a federal judge will almost always say, do you understand what you're saying? Do you understand you're admitting to guilt in this case? There are different types of pleas where you essentially plead no contest. That's not what we're talking about here. The reporting again indicates that he will say, I did something wrong, not as to those 18 counts, all 18, but as to this one count of retaining classified information.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, what a coinky dink, huh? Quite interesting. So I think he should face prison time because that's what he said should happen, right? That's exactly what he said should happen. As a matter of fact, I have another clip. Where is it? Yeah, right here. Check it out.
You know, Republicans used to believe that not prosecuting criminals led to more crime. The answer here is take the politics out of the decision, and in this case, proceed with the prosecution and do the same for anybody else who does anything even remotely like it. Just read the indictment and ask yourself, if the government can prove what they allege here, shouldn't this man go to jail? The simple fact he had the documents for any reason or no reason should subject him to prosecution. You know?
Okay. Jail, right? According to his own standard, he should be sent to jail, to prison. Simple and plain. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But you know what I found interesting when I was, trying to put this video together? I came across leftist media, a couple leftist media clips, and I want to play a couple of them for you because, of course, there's a whole lot of hypocrisy going on, like this one here. Check it out.
So he sees this as an opportunity to, again, portray himself as the victim. This is classic Donald Trump. He spent most of his presidency portraying himself as a victim of the Russia investigation, certainly his impeachments. And now he's portraying himself as a victim of a runaway and politicized Department of Justice.
In a moment, we'll get to the stunning developments coming into the weekend, with FBI agents swarming around the home and office of former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton. But first, the context. This didn't happen in a vacuum. John Bolton is on a long list of Trump critics who are now facing the wrath of President Trump and his Justice Department.
So for one set of individuals, it's political retribution. It's all about politics. But then for the other one, for Trump, it's, he was just guilty. You can't make this stuff up, man. You really can't. You really can't. What a shame.
Breaking news. We are learning that the FBI executed a search warrant at former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida. We also know that it had turned out earlier, right, that the president had taken a lot of documents that were marked as top secret classified to Mar-a-Lago that he shouldn't have. I guess let's just cut to the bottom line on what's happened here. Do you believe that the raids on John Bolton's home and his office are political payback?
And that is why mainstream media is absolutely garbage. Absolutely garbage. But hey, they're the reason why people like me exist. So I guess I can't be too mad about it, right? I can't be too mad about it. So here, let's read a little bit here. I did not mean to take that off the screen. My bad. So Bolton has agreed, mind you, he's 77. So a 5-year sentence is taking him, isn't 77 life expectancy for men in America? If I'm not correct, I believe that it is. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But agrees to pay a $2 million fine as part of the deal. And could spend up to 5 years in prison. Now, will he get a whole 5 years? I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. If he does get time, it'll be closer to 0 than to 5. I guarantee it. But according to his own standard, he should go to jail. He should go to jail. Used his personal email to share sensitive materials with 2 unauthorized individuals. Sharing classified information. What a shame. What a shame. Realized that that hearing was coming up. It was like, nah, bro. We ain't taking this to trial. We are not taking this to trial. Hey, listen, the jig is up, okay? we came out here, we said what we needed to say. We said that this was all political. We got the far leftists to believe it, but now we got to snap back to reality. And I ain't going to jail for the rest of my life for this, so I'm just going to plead on it. All right, because I know I'm guilty. They ain't about to get me. Wow. Absolutely incredible stuff, man. Incredible stuff. The original was 18 counts. 18 counts. He used his personal email and messaging app to circulate 1,000 pages. 1,000 pages that included sensitive information. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Less than a year after his firing, Bolton released a tell-all book about his time in the Trump. Of course he did. Of course he did. Bro, what is up with everybody with these books? Like, do people make a lot of money off of books? I feel like everybody is writing a book, you know? Oh, this person wrote a book. That person wrote a book. This person wrote a book. Is it a way that you know, they're laundering money that I'm not aware of? What's going on with this? I'm not too well versed in, you know, the financials when it comes to writing books and things. So somebody who knows more, please let me know. Please let me know. I'm confused because, like, who's buying this stuff? Like, who bought the Karine Jean-Pierre book? Who bought a book from Jake Tapper? You know, like, who's buying these books? I'm confused. Y'all let me know. But hey, John Bolton is going to plead guilty and admit that, once again, they always accuse Trump or Republicans of what they're actually doing. Perfect case of it right here. Stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.